Apple versus Microsoft. It's a feud as old as modern computing itself.
Microsoft's newest weapon is the Surface Laptop 3, a traditional clamshell laptop with a super slim chassis. With a 13.5-inch screen, the Surface Laptop 3 makes for the perfect opponent against Apple's unreasonably popular MacBook Air. On paper, the Surface Laptop 3 already has advantages over the MacBook Air. The Surface's U-series CPU processor should offers faster performance, and it actually has a USB Type-A port, unlike the Air, and the rest of Apple's laptops.
Hey now, even if you have the slightest edge in performance, you can't beat the MacBook Air lightweight chassis and smaller footprint. Now let's find out which of these two flagship laptops is right for you. Or just buy the MacBook Air.
No. We're gonna be real with you. These laptops are expensive as hell. Both Apple and Microsoft charge an annoying premium for upgrading components.
The base MacBook Air comes with a Core i5 CPU, 8GB of RAM, and a 128GB SSD, specs that are similar to the lowest priced Surface Laptop 3. But the MacBook Air costs a bit more, at $1,099. You won't spend as much to upgrade storage though. The 256GB model costs $1,299. The same as the Surface Laptop 3, and going from 8GB to 16GB of memory costs $200.
The base Surface Laptop 3 costs $999 and packs a Core i5 CPU, 8GB of RAM, and a 128GB SSD. For $1299, you can get a 256 SSD and expand your color options to include sandstone, cobalt blue, and black. While the MacBook Air boasts a boring gold, or whatever Apple calls it, the Surface Laptop 3 comes in a multitude of colors, including the lovely sandstone shade that our review unit came with.
Boring? The gold MacBook Air and sandstone Surface Laptop 3 look so similar that they'd be side by side on the makeup palette. Not to mention that MacBook Air sports front-firing speakers on each side of its keyboard, a fingerprint sensor built into the power button, and slimmer display bezels than the Surface Laptop 3.
All right, fancy pants with your front-firing speakers. At least the Surface Laptop 3's keyboard matches with the color of the laptop. Apple takes gold laptop and what does it do? Let me just add the same black keyboard.
The colors of the keyboard don't matter. And that's because at 12 by 8.4 by 0.6 inches and 2.8 pounds, the MacBook Air is smaller and lighter than the Surface Laptop 3, which comes in at 12.1 by 8.8 by 0.6 inches and 2.9 pounds. That's right, the MacBook Air wins. On to display. The 13.3-inch 1080p display on the MacBook Air is super bright and vivid that when I watch a trailer for No Time to Die, Daniel Craig's piercing blue eyes with the saturated tone of aqua blue, and the lipstick worn by Ana de Armas was a deep scarlet.
Well, I have news. It's time for the MacBook Air to die. Get it? Like James Bond. Because the Surface Laptop 3 not only has a bigger screen at 13.5 inches, it also has a higher resolution at 2256 by 1540 and a taller 3:2 aspect ratio.
Is that it?
Oh yeah, and it's touchscreen.
Do we just want to skip the keyboard section?
Well, we might as well not expose the viewers to this completely brutal beatdown, but I'm going to anyway. My fingers felt instant relief when I stopped typing on the MacBook Air and switched to the Surface Laptop 3. It felt as if my fingers moved from typing on a wooden desk to a plush pillow.
What is it now? Performance? Do I even get to speak?
Nope. Apple crippled the performance of the MacBook Air when it chose to use a Y-series CPU instead of a U-series chip like the one in the Surface Laptop 3. So the Surface just kicks butt.
Okay, wait. What you don't have is a super fast SSD. The MacBook Air's SSD is 2 times faster than the one in the Surface Laptop 3.
That's okay, that's fine and all, but overall performance still goes to the Surface, so.
If we're talking about battery life, the MacBook Air will get you through a whole workday at 8 hours and 51 minutes.
You know, the Air is so close to 9 hours that it would be a shame if it lost to a laptop that actually did hit over 9 hours. I lied, it wouldn't be a shame. It's very funny because the Surface actually nailed 9 hours and 17 minutes, so. You and I know where this is going to end.
And the winner is...
The Surface Laptop 3 is the better laptop, no question about it.
Okay, but the MacBook Air is a more portable machine, and it's also the cheapest laptop running macOS, which makes the MacBook Air a popular choice among students and travelers.
Gonna have to travel with the dongle though, right? Because it only has like 2 ports, so.